Muppet Movie is one of the greatest movies of all time, in my humble opinion. I first saw it when I was a kid in the 70s. And, oh, God, so good. The camera comes down from outer space to find Kermit playing his banjo in the swamp, and he's singing about rainbows, the classic thing you sing about from Judy Garland on, about dreams and aspirations, about what he wants and, you know, and the future and his dreams. And he immediately meets Dom DeLuise in a boat. This film is chock full of celebrity cameos, all hilarious. Steve Martin is in it. Orson Welles is in it, for God's sake, one of his last appearances anywhere. He plays the studio head at the end, and it's just like no one, he has like one line, and no one in the world could have done it better. This was the first movie made by Jim Henson, the first movie about the Muppets, the first movie directed by Jim Henson, and it's full of songs by Paul Williams. The Rainbow Connection. I'm going to go back there someday. Moving Right Along. Oh God, it's a real movie musical, and it's so good, and it's good for kids and adults and everybody. I can't imagine someone not loving this movie. It has like stupid sight gags, like they're driving and it says, if you come to the fork of the road, turn left. And then there's a big fork stuck in the road. It's brilliant. But then they make a joke about it being a stupid joke in the movie. There's so many great lines. Patriotism swells in the heart of the American bear. A bear in his natural habitat, a Studebaker. And the romance, like Miss Piggy meets Kermit the Frog, and Kermit's, you know, from the swamp somewhere, and he meets this urbane, sexy pig, and they have this, you know, kind of romance, and then they go out to dinner together, this hilarious dinner where Steve Martin is the waiter, and then she gets a phone call from her agent, and like all, you know, aspiring starlets, just takes off and leaves Kermit alone there for my favorite song in the movie, which he sings with Ralph the dog, who's a character Jim Henson created before Kermit the Frog. And Jim Henson does both characters, and about basically how, you know, women are nuts and women are no damn good, and, you know, you can't live with them, you can't live without them. There's something irresistible-ish about them. We greeted Barrett because the nights are long. I hope that something better comes along. This film is so rife with like deep, profound human emotions, and it's all done with Muppets, with these characters, chickens and frogs and pigs and all that. It's so fantastic. And all the characters are there that are still around today, and they're still doing great. Oh, so good. Jim Henson wanted to do a couple of more movies, Labyrinth and a couple other Muppet things, but he died, you know, maybe 20 years ago. He died the same day as Sammy Davis Jr. And it always drove me crazy because Sammy Davis Jr., who was an entertainer, he was great and everything, but he got so much attention, stole all of the kind of obituary glory from Jim Henson, who was by far a much greater genius, created an entire art form with the Muppets, created a whole set of characters. He's like George Lucas without the kind of bunch of crazy bullshit he made later in life, you know. Imagine how we would feel about what a genius George Lucas is if he had died before he made those last three terrible movies. Not that he should have, and God bless George Lucas, and he's great and everything, but that's what happened to Jim Henson. Jim Henson, you know, died very suddenly, and it's just a huge tragedy he didn't get to make more and more movies. The characters live on. His son works with them, and a lot of other people, and the Muppets are carrying on doing great things, but without Jim Henson. But anyway, the Muppet Movie, the best songs. I think it won Oscars for the songs, and I didn't even have to go to Netflix to watch this because I practically have it memorized. It's one of the greatest of films of all time. Kermit the Frog is the perfect star. He's like the centerpiece of the movie. He's like the straight man. He's the everyman who's reacting to all these crazy characters, like this crazy band full of hippies, stoner hippies he finds in a church somewhere. And Gonzo, who's sort of some kind of a weird alien, some flightless bird who's in love with a chicken. And they're going to Bombay, India to be movie stars. He says, why don't you go to Hollywood to become a movie star? He says, well, sure, if you want to do it the easy way. That's right, and the villain is this guy in a white suit who has a bunch of frog leg restaurants in the South, and he sees Kermit the Frog dancing, and he sees his legs and goes, those legs are going to make me $1 million. And he sends this frog killer, bounty hunter, with this weird little harpoon frog gig gun to go out and kill Kermit the Frog and bring back his legs. And he's chasing them, and they have to elude, this bad guy and this whole band of Muppets. There are these great scenes where all the Muppets are standing there in a group, and you can see their legs on the ground, and just the technology is, the 1970s technology of doing this. No computer, anything. This is all Muppets. This is all guys' hands going like this. It's brilliant. in the opening scene, they actually had to like sink a tank down in under that log Kermit the Frog is sitting on, and Jim Henson is under the water with his arm up through this log to operate Kermit the Frog. This is the guy directing the movie. He's got a tank under the water, and it's so cool because it's like right there. Like Dom DeLuise is on his boat and he sidles right up there, and there's Kermit right there at the water level. There's no other way they could have done it, and it was just spectacular. Personally, I think the Muppet Movie ranks up there with all the great American movie musicals like Singin' in the Rain and The Wizard of Oz and The Music Man. All these great musicals. I think the Muppet Movie is one of the very, very best one. They made a bunch more Muppet movies. They've made tons of them over the years, and a lot of them are pretty good. But the Muppet Movie, the original Muppet Movie, is the best. The whole world of the Muppets all came to life there on film. I saw it on the big. You see it on the big screen. Now you can probably get it on Blu-ray and get it in HD. And I'm gonna go watch it again right now. I know you cut these shows out of sound bites and solid little bits, so I'm not. There's really no point in summing up brilliantly, but. I'm going to play this without singing it so you can lay it down under all the interviews. It might be cute. It might be a helpful little piece of audio that you can use if you have the rights, whatever. Here we go. Thanks, guys. Steve, hi. Trisha, hi. Remember me from Comic-Con with this guy, Professor Hans von Puppet? Hello. This is not for broadcast. I'm just saying hello. Hi, guys. Anyway, use that footage any way you like. This has been an addendum. I love SourceFed. You guys are awesome. And cut.